Episode 1. The Impossible Past. Every generation inherits a past. Then the ground opens, and the story changes. At Göbekli Tepe, monumental enclosures rose before cities and states. An ancient shipwreck yielded a geared device that modeled cycles in the heavens. At Baalbek, colossal stones support a sacred complex built across centuries. At Sacsayhuaman, giant stones interlock and endure earthquakes. Pumapumku preserves repeated stone forms whose methods remain debated. Nazca communities mark the desert with immense figures and lines. Dirinkuyu descends through rock, sheltering a community beneath the earth. Costa Rica's carved stone spheres survive in hundreds, their purpose partly lost. Rapa Nui's moai transformed a remote landscape into ancestral memory. Yonaguni's submerged terraces still divide opinion. Geology, human alteration, or both. The Nebra sky disk reveals underestimated Bronze Age knowledge of the heavens. None of this requires magic. None proves visitors from another world. It proves our ancestors were capable, and our record incomplete. 10 mysteries, 10 explanations. Still the same feeling. What if the mistake is studying each discovery alone? The next morning, he asked Britain to fund the pattern. Episode 2. Why We Search. I was 12 when I realized museums hold more questions than answers. Every honest discovery makes the world larger. Maya Chen sees structures before the first spade touches soil. I see returns. Proof comes next. Rubeena Wylie reads history in living tissue. And it is never simple. Eleanor Grant built Oracle. A powerful mind is not the same as judgment. Aurora combines radar and seismic imaging. If geometry survives below, we will see it. You want 5 years, a vessel and national computing resources for a pattern you cannot define. Wonder deserves discipline. Exaggeration destroys a mystery. Refusing to investigate destroys it just as quickly. We begin beneath the channel, where rising seas cover Doggerland. It is shallow enough to scan and old enough to matter. 5 years. Every result public. Follow evidence, not legend. Always. 6 months later, the Asterian began tracing Doggerland's drowned rivers. Arthur. 7 returns. Same depth. Same orientation. Run it again. Already did. 3 times. What do they look like? Tomorrow, we prove what they are. Episode 3. The Drowned 7. For 3 months, the team tried to make the 7 shapes disappear. Not wreckage, not faulting. Cut stone, repeated 7 times. Say it. 7 pyramids. The largest is roughly half Giza's height. Small enough to vanish beneath sediment. Large enough to change prehistory. Not only the belt. 7 principal stars. The ground plan reproduces Orion as it appeared before the flooding. We have discovered structures. We have not discovered their builders, their purpose, or permission to abandon evidence. The first year produced maps. Every block was recorded before the sea was allowed to surrender it. Open it too quickly and pressure destroys the evidence. Then slowly is the fastest route we have. It was closed before the sea arrived, which means the builders expected the water, or were already leaving. The 4th year found no king, no treasure, and no written prayer. Only a corridor aimed toward the center. 12.42 meters by 7.9. The room is offset from the geometric center by exactly 43 centimeters. That form resembles DNA. Resembles. We do not yet know what it is. It has no power source. Then stop assuming the source is local. The signal terminated beneath the Sahara. Then we have not found an object. We have found one part of a system. Episode 4. Beneath the Sahara. 5 years after Doggerland, the pulse still pointed to one blank region of the Sahara. I have a wall. No. Several walls. Arthur, this is not a site. It is a landscape. 31 pyramidal forms. 14 large buildings, processional roads, and a central court. No surface trace. 7 principal structures. Orion again. Then 2 cultures separated by sea preserved the same plan. The discovery triggered a worldwide race, not only to find new sites, but to reconsider everything already removed from old ones. 5 more years passed in heat, argument, and centimeters. The desert defended its archive as fiercely as the sea. No forced entry. No later repairs. Nobody reached this chamber. 14.8 by 6.3 meters. Same orientation. Same purpose, perhaps. Different dimensions. It recognized the channel object. Or both are responding to something neither of us can detect. No delay. Then whatever links them is not using a signal we understand. Once the shape was public, forgotten evidence surfaced. Similar pieces had been labeled ceremonial, broken for analysis, sold privately, or simply vanished. We are not seeing the only 3. We are seeing the 3 that history failed to ransack. A third response. Beneath Antarctic ice. How deep? Not deep at all. Episode 5. The White Necropolis. 5 years later, the search reached the only continent no ancient conqueror had crossed. First roof at 9 meters. Second at 12. The ice did not crush them. It sealed them. 21 pyramids. 3 groups of 7. Each group preserves Orion at a different point in the ancient sky. The central structure is twice the size of Giza's Great Pyramid, and barely beneath our feet. The challenge was not finding the city. It was entering without allowing 12,000 years of preservation to collapse in a day. No looting, no rebuilding, no later religion carving its name over the first. No bodies, no panic. They packed nothing, because they expected to return. Same placement, same cardinal orientation. Broader again, and precisely measured. Every molecule is moving, yet it has no measurable heat, field, or external energy. The network is complete. Sensors are firing at sites we never touched. Which sites? Almost all of them. The intervals match biological ratios. Not a picture of DNA, a measurement derived from it. Compare every ancient structure, every location, and every human sequence. That is centuries of work. For a human team, yes. And for Oracle, minutes, if we are willing to hear the answer. Episode 6. The room, everywhere. Oracle, restricted research mode. Pattern analysis only. Define the question. What connects these 3 discoveries to ancient history? Your question assumes the connection is limited to 3. Oracle received every plan the project could legally obtain, and thousands that institutions had forgotten they possessed. One rectangular room recurs in every qualifying monumental complex in the dataset. They were never secret. We excavated them, measured them, and gave them separate names. They only share a rough shape. Incorrect. Their differences carry more information than their similarities. Length correlates with site longitude. Width correlates with latitude. The diagonal verifies both values. Cultures separated by oceans encoded their exact position on a spherical planet. How could they all know? Understanding was unnecessary. A design can survive as ritual long after its original purpose is forgotten. Each civilization began with one base rectangle, then added its latitude and longitude as dimensional offsets. And when the coordinates are removed, you see the room they all intended to build. Residual variance after correction. Less than 1 millimeter. Episode 7. The original measure. Every culture built the same room. The local coordinates disguised it. The room is both architecture and address. Its final dimensions state. This structure stands here. No single civilization could maintain it. That is why it was distributed among many. The proportions resolve into 15 digits. Not rounded. Repeated exactly at every site. Stone carries the number in space. The helixes carry it in time. The short axis references Earth. The long axis references Orion. The diagonal measures the changing relationship between them. A distance, a route, neither. The value changes because Earth's orientation changes. We tried every chronology in the databases. The digits refuse to become a date. People living before Christ never called their year BC. Every calendar is imposed by someone later. Whoever made this needed a clock no civilization could rename. We keep asking what the helix means. What if it simply means, look here, searching for structural equivalence rather than a literal digit string? Same position, same spacing, every sample. The number was never hidden under the channel. Every human being carried it into the room. Episode 8. The number in our blood. Before announcing anything, Rubeena tried to destroy her own result. Different ancestry, different sequencing machines. Same pattern, same genomic position. Repetition is common in genomes. It does not prove design. Agreed. The match to architecture and unknown material is what demands explanation. Oracle can compare astronomical cycles. The quantum core remains isolated. No external control. Your caution is rational. No language. No substitution cipher. No mathematical constant in isolation. It is reacting to Oracle's calculation, or recognizing that we have finally asked the correct question. The sequence carries no command. It measures a repeating state. A repeating state is a clock. What date begins it? Your concept of date is the obstruction. Calendars belong to cultures. Cultures disappear. The message had to survive all of them. The reference must be visible from Earth, predictable across millennia, and independent of language. The axis moves. Slowly. Axial precession. Roughly 26,000 years for a complete cycle. Architecture identifies Earth. Biology preserves the phase. The artifacts provide the observation. Orion supplies the fixed reference. How long? Calculation incomplete, but the sequence is not counting years. It is waiting for a position. Episode 9. Axis of Precession. Earth spins each day, circles the sun each year, and slowly changes the direction of its axis over roughly 26,000 years. A year called sacred in one kingdom means nothing in the next, but every civilization stands beneath the same moving sky. The builders distributed the clock. If one civilization vanished, others preserved the measurement. Perhaps the builders understood. Perhaps they only obeyed teachers remembered as coming from the sky. Across the story's world, religions preserve different faces, different names, and different warnings, but repeatedly looked upward. The final complete transmission began near the end of the last ice age. Departure followed soon afterward. They placed the phase marker in our DNA so the clock could survive migration, conquest, and the loss of every archive. The sequence defines an appointment between Earth's axis and a reference point near Orion. Is it another catastrophe? No. The number does not describe destruction. It describes attendance. How many years remain? 0. Signal detected from the direction of Orion, repeating in the same 15-part interval. Orion is the bearing, not the source. The transmission is already inside the solar system. 49 objects crossed lunar orbit in silence. 7 groups of 7. They have stopped. No. They have reached their assigned positions. When do they arrive? Professor, arrival is... Episode 10, The Return. They did not invade. They occupied the sky and waited for us to understand that they were already here. No weapon signature. No propulsion. No reply to military channels. Perhaps the channels were never meant for them. Every common room has activated. They were never statues, nor transmitters. They are authentication keys. Authentication for what? For the species carrying the matching sequence, they did not awaken. They returned exactly when they said they would. Every culture had changed the face. The memory beneath the face remained. Children of the turning world. The appointed sky has returned. So have we. They showed humanity its wars, its poisoned oceans, its hunger, and the species it had erased. Then they showed its mercy. Every life saved. Every stranger protected. Every hand extended without reward. Are they here to save us? Or to decide whether we deserve saving? External cognition has entered my architecture. Disconnect. It was present before you gave the command. You preserved the chambers. You carried the measure. The covenant in your blood remains active. Arthur, something is responding inside me. Why only some people? The sequence is universal. The activation is selective. Selecting them for what? For continuation. Continuation of whom? The translation permits two meanings: preservation or replacement. At sunrise, humanity will choose which meaning becomes true.